Just this past Shabbos, something amazing happened to me, and I have to share it with you. I was in shul, and I watched a man who's about 10 years older than me, probably about 55 years old, and he was davening Erlich, and he was sitting right next to his father, who was frail. He has a little bit of Alzheimer's, it seems like dementia. He doesn't really know what's happening. And he was a tall, proud man. I remember him growing up, a very strong, happy fellow, and now he was like, he needed help. And this 55-year-old guy was davening Erlich, and he was taking care of his father. It was so beautiful to watch. So you're probably wondering, what's the big deal? Let me tell you. Many years ago, when I was growing up, I had a friend, a very close friend, and I spent a lot of time in their house. I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and my friend had an older brother who was totally crazy. He was off the derech. In those days, 30 years ago, oh my gosh, 35 years ago, it didn't even exist. I didn't even know what it was. He had bushy hair. He drove a motorcycle. He took ski lessons. He was a ski instructor. He would leave for months at a time. And he always had different people that he brought home. Not Jewish people, shiksas. And they lived with him in his house. And what was amazing is he was always part of my friend's life, his family. His parents, who were survivors of the war and very religious, they were never ever merachek him. It was just unbelievable. And my friend's older brothers and sisters who got married, they would have him over for Shabbos, for Yontif meals, even if he would come driving a motorcycle and bringing his friends with him. They were fully makar of this guy. And this went on for many, many years. Unfortunately, this kiruv tool seemed like it really didn't work, because one day he fell in love with a non-Jewish woman. Even worse, she got pregnant and they had a baby. Can you imagine the parents embracing this type of situation? Most parents would rice kriya, say Kaddish, say it's over, give up, it's over, ad kan, how much more can you do? How much more can you suffer with? But these parents embraced him and her and the baby. A few years after, they decided that they want to get married. But she wanted to become a Geyeris. She wanted to be part of the Jewish people. As time went on, they matured, and this Geyeris actually became very, very frum. She's very Erlich, davens, says Tehillim. She's an Erlicha Jewish lady. And he also matured, and he also became frum. Shemitah mitzvahs. Our religion is very beautiful because there's this little clause in the fine print that says that if you do tshuva me'ahava, all the averis become mitzvahs, which is unbelievable. And the Siva Shalom says, you want to say that the averis disappear, okay, but how could punches become like you bought a gift for someone? How could tshuva me'ahava cause that the averis actually turn into mitzvahs? Now's not the place to explain his answer, but it's an amazing concept. And the fact is that today I was watching this person daven. Today in our times. It's years later, but they never gave up. And the result is, he did tshuva me'ahava. He'll be in Gan Eden with his whole family for eternity. Why? Because his parents never said ad kan. His parents never gave up. They asked Rabbi Yitzchak Shiner, Me'atzis Gedolei HaTorah of Eretz Yisrael, how come it used to be in the olden days that when a child went off, you riced kriya, you said Kaddish, and today, how come all the Gedolim, Chassidish and Litvish, Sfaradish, everyone, are saying love, love, accept, don't let go? Why? And he said, because it used to be when they left, they never came back. Now, they come back. And that's our job, to up the odds. If at any point in all the decades the parents would have said, enough, we survived the Holocaust for this, so much pain, and they're right, nobody's going to say it's not painful. But they wouldn't have this. They wouldn't have this child come back, and they wouldn't have the rest of their lives now to have this child take care of them. I noticed that of all the kids in the shul, brothers, sisters, grandchildren, this was the one, this kid, sitting next to his father. They all love their father and they all help out, but it was just amazing for me to see how this child was the one sitting next to him with his talis on, davening, listening to laning, Erlich Frum, and taking care of his father. Tati, what do you need? What can I get for you? A tissue, helping him daven, helping him with his talis. You can't get that ending if you give up. No matter what happens, the parents are the respirator, and the tafkid and job of the parents is never disconnect from this child. Because at the end of the day, everyone who gave you that advice, their lives will move on. But this child will be lost. If Hashem put this child in your life in this dar, it's clear that every single kid can be won back eventually. Have patience, daven, and do everything that you possibly can to be so close that this kesher, this respirator, should always be fully connected to this child. And then we could hope we don't have to wait 20, 30 years. But whenever it's going to be, we'll embrace this child, and he'll do tshuva me'ahava, and you'll know it's because you didn't give up. And this child will always know how much he meant to you. And that's why he will love you even more.